Welcome on into the Wild Willie Podcast Show. I'm Willie Cologne, and he is
JJ, Big Willie. Big Willie, what the hell you got on? God damn, it must be cold down there up in New Jersey or something.
Well, you know what, JJ? No, it's not cold. It's quite springish. But however, I had to rep the Knicks. I had to throw something on. I was kind of fidgeting through my closet. I was like, man, I'll throw in this spring jacket and rep these New York Knicks, who are going to the Eastern Conference Final. JJ, the last time we had a conversation, you were wishing bad on my New York Knicks. You were talking down on my New York Knicks. You were clowning my New York Knicks. And now we have taken over the airwaves. We are everywhere. Oh, and JJ, who was the team you was rooting for?
I think y'all threw a rock up under my boy Curry, got darn foot and messed the leg
now we
up.
got
all of a sudden got done and my boy out, and we got done and killed the Timberwolves first game. Then he go out and we can't do nothing. Got done and Armand Green putting people in the headlock. I mean, he just don't lost it. I don't know what's going on, man. They just disturbed over there. I don't understand.
JJ, I thought about you this weekend, and we got a lot to talk about, so we're going to get into it. But I want to address the Knicks, because if you're a casual fan or you're a diehard fan of sports and basketball and as a whole, you have now witnessed what true fandom is about. JJ, you are a long-suffering Dallas Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Long is suffering.
Yeah.
Very much like Knicks fans. The Knicks fans have been suffering for so long. You got to understand, JJ, I am an 80s baby. So during the beginning of my childhood, not my childhood, but like my entrance into sports, if you will, came around a time when the New York Knicks were very relevant, right? It was during the Jordan era when I really started to understand what sports is and what's about, who I was going to cheer for. And I've said this multiple times, I will forever stay loyal to my soil. So everything New York I cheered for. My 90s Knicks consist of John Starks, Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason, God rest his soul, Derek Harper, Doc Rivers. Sprewell came later with Allen Houston and Marcus Camby and them. But nevertheless, I witnessed this team for about a good 8 to 10 years not win anything. They was always there, but not win anything, because Jordan was in the league and Jordan was king, right? And then the late 90s came and we had a shot with Allen Houston, once again, Latrell Sprewell, Marcus Camby, and we went to the finals against the San Antonio Spurs and we lost to Tim Duncan and David Robinson.
Yep.
And we had a little error there where we was kind of vibrant, was kicking ass. We didn't win anything.
Yep.
And then we went through a long drought where we were just kind of figuring ourselves out. We had multiple head coaches, guys came and went. It was all over the place. In 2013, Jason Kidd comes and Carmelo Anthony comes and we go to the playoffs and like, all right, here we go. We're going to make a run. Nothing came of that. The Knicks have been down just like the Dallas Cowboys for a long time.
Why you got to put my Cowboys in there
because I want to let you know, and I want every struggling fan to realize, when it's your time, it's not for the world to give you your props or for you to feel like you need to receive any type of love or any type of validation. When you have been a long-suffering fan, like Knicks fans, or like Cowboy fans, when your time has arrived, it is all about you. And so for everybody that's going through or continue to watch social media and go through the TikToks and Instagram and Twitters and like, oh, they only won the division round. They're not even in the Eastern Conference Finals yet. Like they still have to get to the championship round. It doesn't matter. This ride is for every struggling fan, every fan. Like my dad was a diehard Knicks fan. He didn't live long enough to watch his team even win a championship, right? So for every fan that sat on the couch or sat at the end of the bed like me and my dad used to watch the games and go through every Knicks game, every heartbreak from Michael Jordan to Reggie Miller, I mean, on and on and on to the Spurs, to every daunted franchise defeat my Knicks. This time, it feels like we've crawled out a coffin, like they have awakened the giant. So when you see the masses surround 7th Avenue, when you see people crawling on the buildings, waving flags, tearing shit up, screaming to the top of the lungs.
Running in the bridges.
Sure, all of that. What you're witnessing is a fan base that has come alive, that has hope, and now has its eyes on the promised land. And we have grit. We're tough. You got to understand, The Knicks in the first game 1 and game 2 against the Celtics, they were down 20 points in both games in Boston. Won those games, by the way, came out of that. And so you watch this series and you're saying to myself, oh my God, like I can't believe this is real. I went to game 5.
I saw you out there acting just like the New Yorkers.
I went to game 5 in Boston. I didn't think I was going to go. I got a call from my brothers, Junior and Alfredo. They was like, yo, bro, we got a bus full of 30, 20 Puerto Ricans. We're going to Boston. We're wearing that shit, and we're going to win this one. Because if we would have won in Boston, JJ, it would have been over, right? So we're heading up to Boston. We're going crazy. We're playing our Spanish music. We're rocking and we're rolling. We get to Boston, JJ, and we get our ass dog walked in Boston. We started the game screaming and chanting. It felt like the whole arena was looking at us. By the end of that game, JJ, I no bullshit. I said, listen, we're all wearing Knicks jerseys. We just got our ass tattooed out here. We're going to possibly have to shoot the fade with 4 or 5 Bostonians. Like, it may go down. I know I got my guy. If you don't know how to fight, run. Right?
Exactly.
Like, we had to have a small pep talk because as much shit we talked at the beginning of that game and towards the end of that game and during that game, like at halftime, we were tied. It was 59-59. We're like, oh, we're in this. And then the second half, we absolutely melted.
They didn't give it back to you, did it?
No, it was bad. No, did they give it back to the shit talking?
Yeah.
Oh, they dragged us. What are you talking about? Boston fans dragged us. They cussed us. They told us. It was wild about it, Jay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this generation. It was like old folks, like the elderly, like take your ass back to New York. The fuck out of here. You guys are bums. All type of shit they were saying.
God dang.
They were dog walkers. Rightfully so. I get it. I get it. Like, I wasn't offended by it. Like, I walked into Boston wearing a Phil Jackson jersey with my gold chains out, screaming New York, Knicks in 5, right? And I left out of that bitch like, oh, my God, I hope we can make it to the bus without getting a brick thrown at us, right? And so we deserved it. Yeah. But my point to it all, JJ, and the Knicks took it back to Madison Square Garden, beat the shit out the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, and then y'all crippled the main star. Y'all didn't have to do your boy the Boston star like that, man. Come on, man.
Who
tore his Achilles?
Well, we didn't do that. I mean, he did that. That wasn't us. Nobody did that to him. Jason Tatum tore his Achilles by trying to dive for a loose ball. How did we do that? We didn't trip him. It wasn't like somebody pushed him. He did that on his own.
He might have something to say about that.
Yeah, well, whatever you say, tape don't lie. We can go back and watch it. Nevertheless, Game 6, Knicks beat the shit out of the Boston Celtics, and New York is on fire. Place is going crazy. And so I've been reading social media, and folks once again were like, well, this is only the division round. This run of the New York Knicks is not for anybody else other than diehard Knicks fans who has suffered through the 90s, who dealt with the heartbreak in the 2000s, and had to deal with all the bullshit this organization continued to spew out time after time. We finally have a gritty, tough team that represents New York. So, for everybody that doesn't get it, fuck you. We don't care. It's not for you.
So who y'all got now? The Pacers?
Either cheer with us, support us, or shut the fuck up. Bottom line, we got the Indiana Pacers Wednesday, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final.
Where it's going to be at? First game?
I think it's in Indiana.
Uh-oh.
And so, with all that said, I'm saying to you, JJ, when your time comes,
yes, sir,
as a Dallas Cowboys fan and all of Cowboy Nation, this is the response I expect of you guys. People taking over the streets, people climbing on things, Cowboy stars wearing everywhere. This is how a dying fan base awakes itself, arises.
Yes,
this
sir.
is what I expect from the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, sir.
If the Dallas Cowboys don't give me the same type of energy my New York Knicks fans are giving the world, you guys will forever suck a big fat toe.
So are y'all gonna get down and win? Y'all gonna go to the championship? That's all I want to know.
The goal is to go to the NBA Finals. The goal is to go to NBA Finals.
Huh?
The goal for the New York Knicks is to go to NBA Finals.
Y'all gonna make it. That's all I'm asking.
I'm praying to God. Every Knicks fan is not burning New York City down for us to just go to the Eastern
Conference Final last year?
We made it to the division round. We lost in the division to the.
We lost to the Pacers.
We lost to the Pacers in Game 7. Yes.
God dang.
And the first 2 games are in MSG because the Knicks are the higher seed.
Correction. Thank you to Brittany. Knicks are a higher seed, and so the first 2 games are at the Garden in New York City.
Well,
but with all that said,
yes, sir.
I'm excited for it. You should be excited for it. As a fan, you should be taking notes on how a fan should respond when their team climbs out the grave. That's my point, JJ.
If y'all got done to go to the championship, my Cowboys going to.
I hope so. Listen, I don't care.
Yes,
I hope that you're in the NFC, right? I played in the AFC, so my fandom belongs to the AFC. But my point to you, JJ, is I've watched you Sunday after Sunday go from the highs and the lows, just like Knicks fans. We went from the highs into the lows, and now we're back up, baby. We up.
Well, one of y'all gonna come out this year. It's gonna either be the Yankees or the Knicks.
Yankees won the Subway Series against the Mets, which is a totally New York thing, but it's a big thing for New Yorkers, right?
Yes, sir.
Knicks won, moving on to Eastern Conference Finals. This is a great time to be a New Yorker. This is a great time to love New York. You can hate us for a lot of things, right? Blame the trash. You say we're arrogant, rude, yada, yada, yada. Too big for people, whatever. This is our time.
Yes,
so
sir.
Don't expect us to be apologetic for our crass and rude behavior. Don't expect us to be somewhat, apologetic if we say bing bong in your face for no fucking reason, right? Don't be surprised if you start seeing New York Knicks jerseys everywhere, right? They always say you never look at anytime you want to see a red car, you never can find, but all of a sudden you need a red car and it pops up everywhere, right? Like the Matrix is aligning itself. It's aligning. The Simpsons even predicted a New York Knicks championship. So my point to it all, JJ, support us. You have a chance.
I'm gonna do you like you do my Cowboys.
JJ, you have a chance to convert yourself.
I'm gonna do you like you do my Cowboys.
I'm handing you the olive branch, JJ.
I don't want to see the Knicks because you won't see my Cowboys, goddamn it. You don't like nothing about my Cowboys, so I ain't gonna like nothing about your Knicks. So I hate to tell you right here on the Wild Willie Show with JJ, I'm pulling for the Pacers to take y'all out, and Britt, right now you heard it here. I'm predicting, goddamn it, the Pacers and the Thunder, goddamn it, to be in the championship.
Willie, what's your prediction?
First of all, JJ, that's rude. That is very rude, and I don't appreciate it, and I just want to tell you in your face. Number 2, of course, I got my New York Knicks going to the NBA Finals, right?
Yes,
I want us to go to the NBA Finals, and yes, I do say OKC coming out of that.
Okay.
Because I do want to acknowledge one thing. It doesn't matter how far we fall in the game. We've shown time after time the cojones, JJ, the marbles to get back in it and win it. Yeah. So I'm not worried about what the Pacers are a damn good team.
Oh, yeah.
Got a lot of respect for the Pacers. But I can't stand the Indiana Pacers. Can't stand it. Just the whole. I grew up watching Reggie Miller, Antonio Brown, Dale Davis. I grew up watching Jalen Rose and Mark Jackson.
Yes.
That Pacer team, Rick Schmitz. That whole NBA Pacer era used to just piss me off.
Don't forget the one that got the fighting all the time. What's his name?
Ron Artest.
Yes, sir. They can't leave him out.
It is what it is. JJ, let's catch up before we take a quick break. Your weekend, let's talk about it. What happened, babe?
Big Willie got done. I had a weekend. Got done. So Gucci was babysitting. Got done. DJ Two-Way got done. The oldest child. So we had a grandchild over here, and we went to the movies to see Final Destination. Big Willie, you gotta go see that, Big Willie. Then we got done and went bowling. Big Willie, you know what? Boy, I was throwing them strikes, got done it. Boy, I was thinking about you, Big Willie. Got done. I got in a zone. Boy, I got the rolling that got done ball, got done thinking how I'm whooping up on you and Akeisha got done. It just all came back to me, Big Willie. Big Willie, when you come back down here, we're going to have to got done go bowling again because I miss got done and sitting there seeing the expression on your face when I was rolling them got done strikes. And then after then, I came back Sunday. When it got done and fed my mama dog, because, the twins got done it out of town up in San Antonio, Texas. They took a trip down there for their birthday because they turned 26 years old. So I had to get done and go feed my mama dog and everything and come on back to the house. And me and So Gucci just had us a good time at the Santorini up in our backyard. That's what I call the new makeover, the Santorini.
I hate it.
So that was my weekend, Big Willie. How was your weekend?
My weekend was fun until it wasn't. And here it goes. So Friday, for those that don't know, Preakness was in Baltimore, Maryland. We had a graduation party going down Saturday. So the whole weekend was Preakness. So I had an opportunity to play in the Urban Golf Weekend Preakness celebration. And I played Friday. And it was a good time. Great. Black folks everywhere. We partied. I played like absolute dog shit. I did not have a good day golfing.
All right, Big Willie. It's okay.
Right. And that's all I could do as well. But I met some amazing men, great people. Saturday came along, and my good friends, our family friends who we love dearly, the Camerons, their daughter, Kennedy, graduated from the University of Miami.
Go Hurricanes.
Go Canes, baby, to you. Big U fan here. Anyway, she had a graduation party Saturday, which was awesome. Sunday came, JJ. And JJ, we talk about, me and you've had this conversation before. You always know when things are going right in your life because the devil gets busy and he starts poking around to see how he can fuck up your day and your world, right? I said, all right, babe, grab the kids. We go to breakfast, sitting down, cutting bacon and waffles, doing all this stuff. My wife comes down a half an hour later. I'm like, what the hell took you so long? She goes, I lost one of my diamond earrings. I'm like, what? No. She's like, I can't find my diamond earring. And she's really bummed because her goal was to take those earrings and obviously hand it down to Halle. We were taking the kids to the aquarium. Baltimore has a beautiful aquarium. So we said, great, good time, good family time. My son loves the aquarium. Never been. I think he's only been once, but I think this may be his official first time. And mind you, it's Sunday, so it's packed with families and people, right? Right, you know how it goes. You got grandkids and kids. Anyway, so Keisha goes, put uniform, walk this way, we'll walk behind you, and we'll cut through this crowd. Anyway, while we're cutting through this crowd, it's like this little bridge. And on both sides is like a parrot here and like there's something like trees over here. And I'm holding for by shoulders and I'm trying to wiggle him through the crowd just so we can push through. As I'm pushing through, I can hear my wife go, "Ooh, baby, you stepped on his toes." And I'm saying, "Who?" And I look back and there's this white guy with a young lady. And he's like, "Fuck, man." He's like, "Come on, man, what the fuck?"
Really?
Stay tuned, Jay. So I'm saying to myself, so my Keisha goes, "Baby, you stepped on his toes." So I go up to the guy. I said, "Hey, man, I totally apologize. I'm with my son. I didn't feel me stepping on your toes. I apologize." He goes, nah, fuck that.
What?
So I'm like, I apologize, though. I was like, "I'm sorry. I was just with my son." He's like, "No, I don't accept that. Fuck that." So I'm like, "What?" So I'm like, "What do you mean you don't accept my apology?" I was like, I didn't mean to step on your toes. That wasn't intention. So he was just like, he's like, "Whatever, man, whatever." So now I'm starting to get pissed off. So I'm like, "Listen, I don't know why you won't accept my fucking apology." Mind you, this family.
he don't got down, took it too far now.
Jay, because I don't understand like somebody's confusing. Yeah. Like if you step on my toes, I'm like, say sorry, right? It's not like I didn't, like if I kept pushing or if I kind of waved it off, I stopped, turned around and said, "Hey man, I'm totally sorry. I didn't mean to step on your foot."
Yeah.
He went on to say like, "Fuck that. No, I don't accept that. Whatever. So I'm pissed off now. So I was like, you know what? Fuck you. And I was like, fuck you, because I have apologized you and I'm apologizing to your man. You're being rude and disrespectful for no reason. And you sitting around here cursing around these kids, number of families around here. And I was like, first of all, I'm trying to walk through. There's a million people around here. If I stepped on you, I already apologize. And number two, it happens from time to time that somebody's going to step on your foot or step on you, period. He was like, whatever, get out of here. And so at this point, I can see myself getting to the point where I'm like, listen, this is about to go left.
Yeah.
So I turn around and I walk back, and I walk to where I was going and walk forward. And as I'm walking into the new exhibit, I can hear Keisha having a couple choice words for the dude and his lady. Now Keisha looking at the girl like, you can get these hands too while they two figure out. So Jay, because I told him, I was like, "Hey man," I was like, "I apologize to you, but if you really want to have further conversation about it, we can go to the parking lot and talk about it like real men."
Yeah.
And so I say this. So of course, me being who I am and how I look like, all the other white folks is like, "Oh shit, this is about to be on TMZ." So, but I'm just like, I didn't understand what was going on. So we get to the next exhibit. I can hear him coming behind me, talking loudly. Like, somebody's talking about you, but talking loudly. So Keisha's pushing the kids along. And I turned back around. I was like, I don't know what the hell your problem is. But one, I don't appreciate you cursing around all these kids. And two, I don't appreciate you not accepting my apology as a man when after I told you my bad. And number three, what the hell is your problem? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, Fine, whatever. And so I was like, whatever, man. So I turned back around and we continued on through the exhibits. And we get all the way down to the shark exhibit, all the way down. And we get to like the second to last landing. And he comes storming down the ramp. And I see him. So now I'm like, now we're in the shark exhibit. So now the shark exhibit is close. I'm like, this dude put his hand on me. I'm putting him to sleep. Exactly. And it's dark enough where like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So he comes, he goes, hey, I just want to say, man, I didn't mean to be cursing around the kids, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, okay. I was like, well, okay, apology accepted. Not once did he apologize for not accepting my apology.
But he going to apologize for the kids.
But he going to apologize for cursing around the kids. So I was just like, whatever, man. So I just kind of, I said, dude, I was like, you're good. We're good. Keep pushing along. So he trotted his little skinny ass, white ass up the ramp. And I kept pushing. And me and Keisha was just like, what the hell was that about? It almost like he was angry at something that had nothing to do with exactly
That's normally
happening.
what it be.
You know what I mean?
Normally what it be.
Because I never seen nobody, like I know people, things happen when people, when you step on, but usually that's because the person didn't say sorry or it was just something more to it. But exactly. Dog, I didn't know that. I've never seen this guy before. Nothing in my life. I never met this guy a day in my life. So for him not to accept my apology, didn't curse and kind of act, or irate, I was just like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Push along, Jay. We get through that, man, and we get through the exhibit. Keisha was like, well, we're here. We got to get some seafood. Was happy to get some seafood. Had a good lunch with the kids. Great. We're laughing. We pushed through all that. Keisha's like, man, I got to stop by the CVS and pick up some things. Fine. I get the kids ice cream in the process. We all got ice cream. We walk across the street. Keisha hops into CVS. She comes out of CVS. We're walking to the car. I'm like, all right, it's time to go home. JJ, as we're walking down the block, I don't know if you've seen these things. You travel a lot. You know those little scooters, those motorized scooters that can pay with the park? 4 kids flying down the sidewalk in which we walk. We had our backs turned to them. I can see Keisha going, baby, watch out, turn out. And as I turn around, this kid is popping a wheelie, and Holly is right behind me holding the ice cream, but she had her head down. And so I had to literally, dog, I really scooped her out and turned my back to the scooter, so if it hit me, like it wouldn't hit Holly. And so in the process, I knocked down Holly's ice cream. Oh, she's crying at this point. And the kids, and I don't know why, and I hope this trend ends extremely fast. You know these ski masks these kids wear? These little, I fucking hate them. I don't know why these kids are doing it. I don't care. I just want them to stop, right? And so these kids are all wearing these masks. And the one kid who seemed like he had some sense, he was like, man, I told you to stop doing that, man. You're gonna get somebody hurt. He was out here, and he apologized. Now he apologized. I said, it's fine. I was like, y'all just go ahead now. Get the kids. So I got Holly in my hands. I'm trying to console her. She's crying about the lost ice cream. We're walking to the parking lot. We get in the parking lot, Jay. I'm going to pay the meter, right? This all happened in one day.
Willie, I'm tired to go home.
Dog, listen to me. Dog, I'm paying the meter, right? Keisha is walking with Holly and my son 4 to the car, and I hear her scream, what? And I turn, Maya, and I'm like, what the hell happened? She goes, they was about to rob me. Somehow, Jay, listen, somehow those kids that I just told to pretty much beat it, 2 of them followed us to our car, got all the way behind Keisha. And when Keisha turned around to kind of say something to me, they were standing right in front of her. And I guess she scared them, but what really scared one of the kids, I guess somebody was parked in a car and they hopped out of the car, just kind of leave their car, and it spooked them. So Keisha was like, I think they were trying to rob me. I was just like, I didn't see that, but okay. And because, because of kids wear those masks, and for a woman with 2 kids, and you riding up on, and there's no reason for those kids to be on her back like that. When she turned around to say something, they were right in front of her, and it startled or scared the shit out of her. With all that said, Jay, I said, get me the fuck out of Baltimore right now. Like the devil is busy. A lot has happened in the last 8 hours where it was just like, get me up the turnpike, get me up 95, and I'm out of here. Exactly. But it was crazy because, like I said, we were having a good weekend. We had met a lot of good people. We had a lot of great conversations individually and together. And it was just like that last day, the devil said, you know what?
That's what happened when you're having fun. The devil got down to get busy, boy.
Man. So but Baltimore was great. Other than the 24 hours of me and all the interactions we had. It was nuts. All right, we're going to take a break. Come on back to the Willie Podcast Show. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Willie Podcast Show. It is time for Hot Topics. JJ, are you ready?
I'm ready, Big Willie. Come on with it. What we got on this hot topic for this week?
JJ, do you know who AJ Brown is?
What? Tennessee Titan receiver got done it, now playing got done it for the Philadelphia Eagles, don't want a Super Bowl. Oh, yes, sir.
Super Bowl champ to be exact, AJ Brown. Congratulations to him and the Philadelphia Eagles. He said something that I thought was really interesting. Brett, play it.
There's guys that's in the league getting in trouble with women. They got fetish with women. They doing little stuff. Because when you got all that type of money, dog, like, bro, that stuff shows up because now it's at your leisure. Now you can get any woman you want. You can pick and choose. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't all peaches and cream because, like, as men, I truly feel like as men, bro, we need to sit down and we need to talk more about, like, on some real time porn, right? And it's going to a whole nother level because, but what porn does to your brain, it desensitizes your brain. And so you may think like, hey man, she look good or whatever. No, you looking at her as an object, not as a human being. You see what I'm saying? But I see that shit all the time from my team. My teammates talk about stuff like from other players and all these other stuff, bro. That's real, dog. So like, just because you got all these blessings, all this money and all this shit, like that shit, bro. Everything ain't peaches and cream because whatever problem that you may have deep down inside that you're not telling nobody about, get some bread, get some money, get whatever you desire. I promise you, that shit gonna show up, and you're not gonna be able to hide it because you can't. Like, cause when you get that bread though, who you are really comes out. I'm just gonna shoot you straight. So you gotta make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do and who you're supposed to be before you even get to that level. That's why you see these guys are getting in trouble doing this stuff. Like, but they ain't no accident, dog. Like,
JJ, you heard that. I heard it. And for a guy who spent a number of years in the league and did everything underneath the sun and have fun doing it, man, he's 100% right. The problem is because of social media, we have more access. When I was in the league, social media didn't exist. So, but the want for women and the unhealthy, habits we were, doing, it was part of it was validation too, JJ. That's the aspect he doesn't realize. Like a lot of my career, I regret what I regret most about my career is the partying, is the over access I had to women and doing all this crazy shit. And on top of that, what men don't realize, and I'm glad he said something that was critical during that part. He goes, we need to sit down and talk about how we're operating with the access we have. Because, JJ, we've talked about this. What these young guys don't realize, if you're not married and if you don't preserve yourself for your wife, you're going to find yourself with STDs, with all type of shit, into all type of shit. Yeah. Having a baby isn't the worst thing that's going to happen to you. There's a whole lot of shit that can happen to you when you evolve and you kind of dwell on these type of things. So, JJ, I see people, man. I see these young guys. The money lets you in the rooms that you could never be involved in, that you never had access to.
Oh yeah.
But now that you have a name and you play in the city and you do XYZ, you're gonna find yourselves in a back room with a girl named after a city giving you more than you could ever handle in your life. Yeah, and it's real. And I'm glad he talked about it because when you see a lot of these young guys, it becomes a notch on the belt.
Oh, yeah.
And not only because a notch on the belt, it becomes something they frequent often and it takes over their life. So,
exactly.
Your thoughts on it?
Man, I'm just going to be honest. He said a mouthful. If you want to see goddamn who a person really is, put some money up in his pocket. And the real goddamn person goddamn is going to come out. Whatever's in that person, if he got access to it, it's going to come out. And that's he couldn't have put it better, Big Willie. And he's definitely right on that right there. And man, a lot of times, when you're young, you're trying to find your way, a lot of times, you be trying to experience things and you want to do the things that you never could do because you got access to doing it. And it's like, okay, now I can goddamn get whatever I want. I can do like whatever I want to do. And it just feel like you got power because you just got that opportunity, goddamn it, to be able to do it. And basically make somebody do something that they wouldn't normally do because you got access to the money.
But JJ, you were in the strip clubs, and we've talked about this. You were in the strip clubs, and you've seen people do a lot of crazy shit.
Oh, yes, sir.
And be a part of a lot of crazy things.
Yes.
What was the one thing that you noticed what's the biggest pitfall of man in a strip club or around stripper? What's the biggest pitfall for them?
Talking about as far as what a man...
Like, for instance, I had a guy who I knew who... I don't want to kind of drop his business. I'm trying to be careful what I'm saying. Yeah. Because he also watches the podcast. But I knew a guy who I used to go to strip clubs with. His biggest downfall was, man, he fell in love with the strippers.
Oh, yeah.
he fell in love with he became Captain Save-A-Hole,
Exactly.
and then not realizing like this is what these girls do.
Exactly.
This is their game, and he would fall in love with one or two of these strippers, and he would take that little intimate relationship they had for 20 minutes, whatever, and he would carry it outside of the strip club, and now he's not only is this chick the side chick, he's paying for her shopping sprees, taking her out to eat, and risking his own real life relationship with his lady. And I'm saying to my dog, like, bro, you can play, just don't go dumb in the process.
Exactly.
And so that's what I mean. Some of the pitfalls did you witness a lot of that as well?
Oh, yes, sir. Goddamn, it's always gonna be one goddamn gonna fall in love, goddamn, with the one don't nobody want to do nothing but have fun with.
Why do you think guys fall in love in the strip club?
Because for one, Big Willie, I think them girls sell them a dream, and they got the money to pay for it.
But is it the girl's fault?
Huh? No.
Is it the girl?
They doing what they supposed to do. It's the man's fault because he wasn't taught. He basically he might have been taught, but it's just something about when a person just tell you something, goddamn it, that you want to hear, and you might know that it's a lie, but you kind of ignoring it because goddamn it, you like the way this person making you feel. You love what they're saying, so basically they just paying for the way, goddamn it, that they making them feel, goddamn it, and they getting taken advantage of and get caught up, and they don't even realize it.
Where does the Captain Save-A-Hole come in play though? Because I've seen guys like, you don't need to be working here. You come with me. Things can
you
be
can't
all right.
change. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
But why do brothers feel like they have to do that in the strip club, knowing damn well? Like, I get it. I know girls. There's a lot of good girls who work at strip clubs because that's their, that's how they're paying their way through life.
You got some good ones and you got some bad ones.
Right. But I just get annoyed when I see brothers be like, you don't have to do this. I got you, girl. Like, I could pay this and we can do this. I can do X, Y, Z. And it's become it's a century-long thing. Like, this has been going on before me and you existed. But the attention to come in here to save one stripper from this lifestyle,
it ain't gonna
it's
happen.
like, you think you don't own.
She gonna use you and got down to make you think she got done doing, but she gonna still be doing what she want to do anyway.
Thank you. Like, you think you the only dude that sold her this dream? The dude that was sitting in the same position you were sitting in at 2:00 today sold her the same dream.
And guess
what makes you think you're gonna be different?
And guess what? She got a whole dialogue, got done to every last one of them that told her that got done she getting the money from. And that's her game.
I want to throw this at because he said something else. He talked about porn addiction.
Yeah.
Porn addiction is real.
Yes, sir.
Multiple actors and actresses like Jada Pinkett Smith talked about she had a big time porn addiction. Terry Crews talked about he had a big time porn addiction. And I've talked to a lot of like my young nephews and young heads that always happen to be around me. I'm like, bro, these people are acting, right?
But Big Willie, it just sounds good to him.
Yeah, but I think there has to be, like, you understand. So just for clarification, why guys in the porno, they all have big joints?
Yes, sir.
Compared to guys who have little joints?
Yes, sir.
The reason the dudes have big joints in a porno is not because solely the size, because most women, from my understanding,
they hate it.
They hate it, right? It hurts them, right? You got this big 10-inch dick in you,
yes, sir.
Right? Like, it's not the best thing for them. Yep. And girls should scream out, size matters, and for sure, I get that. But the reason why these porn stars have these big joints, because for the camera, it shows the in and out, right?
Exactly.
That's for the camera, right? If you got an average or a normal size penis, there's you just seeing this. That ain't sexual. That ain't arousing nobody. But if you can watch the eggplant kind of going in and out that garden, that's for the show. That's for the theatrics, along with everything that comes with it. Exactly. These dudes don't get that, man. And you have these dudes, man, who are literally, because what they see, how these girls perform, are paying these porn stars to meet them in the city they're going to be, or fly them out and bang these chicks. And JJ, you know what I noticed? Being on the scene as of lately, everybody's selling pussy.
Yeah.
JJ, not even the porn stars, like these celebrity, these Instagram models, they low key selling the cat too, Jay.
Of course.
And I'm like, everybody out here selling, Like everybody out here selling that cat, Jake.
Yes, sir.
And it's wild. And I'm saying to myself, man, as guys, man, we got to be better. We got to be more conscious. We got to be more careful. We got to be smarter because you can't possibly think you're the only one doing the damn thing.
No, sir.
Like you can't.
But you know what they say, Big Willie? Bought lesson is the best lesson. And they going to pay for that lesson. And a lot of them have.
And I'm not saying like it's all on this generation because, like I said, because of social media is more heightened and we have more access into these guys' business, especially when they mess up. But at some point, we all have to kind of learn, like, I hope these young men know that porn is real. Like somebody's had to have some conversation like that girl that you love or you obsessed with or how many times you done pleasure yourself to, she's not gonna come to you and do the same thing, right? And not unless you paying her top dollar to perform that way.
Yes,
and
sir.
So it's a while, but I've had more conversations with people and my fellas who I golf with. These guys think porn is like real, and I'm like, porn is not real. It's fake, but they're just so caught up in this world that it's taking over their brain. JJ,
Yes,
I don't know if there's a campaign that needs to be started. Maybe it's not for us to die on that cross. But I hope for the younger generation, for somebody who's going to have grandsons and me having a son, I'm going to be like, son, yeah, you can. I hope you watch it for fun, but understand it's not real. Like this is all make believe. So,
yes, sir.
We're going to take a quick break. Come on back. Wild Willie Podcast. All right, welcome on back to Wild Willie Podcast Show. JJ, last time we were on the podcast, we were talking about our girl, your girl, my girl, Halle Berry, and some of her most iconic roles. Now, you threw out Storm, and I thought you was bugging. I threw out Catwoman, 007. She was amazing. I think you talk about losing Isaiah. That comes into mind. Boomerang, we both agreed on that.
Yes, sir.
Well, Britt threw out a poll, and she went to our friends and our family and our fans, and she said, hey, what do you think is Halle Berry's most iconic role? And this is what popped up.
Come on with it.
So specifically, I asked, like, what's the first thing you think of when you think of Halle Berry? It may not be, like, her best role or most iconic, but, like, you know, like a word association. What do you associate, like, as soon as you hear the word Halle Berry?
Who you think about?
And so two people, Pam Cochran and Nanette Nesbitt, says, for some reason they say this newer movie, the movie Kidnap. I don't know if you've ever heard of that movie.
Yeah, I seen that. Mm-hmm.
But, another one, Tia Walker, says Losing Isaiah.
You said that.
At Melinda 3196 also says Boomerang, so you guys had said that before. At Coach Rachel LeBlanc says Baps. I know that's one that some people.
Oh, Baps! I forgot about Baps.
Okay.
Another one, Ron Huss Jr. This is probably her more iconic. I think she won an Oscar for this, but Monsters Ball is one I hear from a few people actually, because that's.
Oh yeah, make me feel good on the inside.
Yes.
Yeah. And then at Shell So Cold says Strictly Business. I don't know.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I remember that. I used to love Strictly Business.
Boy, she been in a lot of movies.
She's been out since the early 90s.
And then I asked a few people in person, including my own fiance, and a few people have said the movie Swordfish. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah, I remember that one too. Okay.
What was Swordfish about?
I think they're hackers. That was the one with John Travolta.
Yeah.
But those are results. So me and JJ didn't really get a lot of backup. I didn't get any X-Men or Woman Queen.
Claire, that's all right, Britt. We in there.
People didn't. I didn't get a lot of Catwoman either. So
appreciate you, Brett, as always. JJ, I'll give you the floor for final thoughts.
Knicks going down. Got done it. Game 1. Got done it against the Pacers. When we come back to this got done it episode and we discuss this next week, the Knicks will be down at least by one game.
JJ, I don't know why you have that hate in your heart, but this orange or blue will convert you, and we plan on going to the NBA Finals. It doesn't matter who we go against. I am happy to see my Knicks land in the Eastern Conference Finals. The city will be on fire. If you thought we went crazy for winning the divisional round, imagine what we're about to do when we're on our way to the finals. And don't fuck around and let us win the NBA Finals this summer.
We calling the URM out there. We calling the URM. We calling the military.
If you're not a fan of New York City, and you're not a fan of anything New York, stay home. Avoid New York. Avoid all of New York if you can, if the Knicks win the NBA Finals. Because I promise you.
Stop trying to tear Brooklyn Bridge down. That's all I'm going to say.
You worried about, we're going to tan all of New York. It's going to look like it's going to look like, you ever seen that movie with Brad Pitt, the Ant Z, with all the zombies are crawling over the place?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's going to be New York City. That's going to be, it's going to be insanity.
Stay tuned then, goddamn.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Well, cheers and prayers up for my New York Knicks. We plan on bringing it home one round at a time. So we're going to Eastern Conference Finals once again. JJ, I'll be seeing you soon. I'm heading your way down to Mississippi.
Sound good. Come on. Goddamn,
we're going to have a good time.
That'll work.
Happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody in advance. Salute to all our veterans. Let's have a happy Memorial Day weekend. And peace out, y'all. I'm Willie Colon, and he is
JJ, baby. We'll see you next week.